Hello, you guys, and welcome back to my channel. We are going to be choosing my June TBR for today's video, and I thought it would be fun to let the wheel choose which books we read for June. I used to have a TBR jar, which was like this little cup that I have down here, but when I moved, for some reason, I just threw away all of the little prompts that I made, and I don't really know why I did that. But anyway, I just went through and put a bunch of prompts in a wheel that I just could think of off the top of my head, put them in a wheel, and we are going to let that choose our reads for the month. I will say my main priority for this summer is to continue and complete all the series that I'm in the middle of. When fall comes around, I know that that's when I'm most in the mood to binge. So if I can finish a lot of the series that I'm in the middle of currently, then when fall comes around, I can really just like binge a whole series or binge a few series. That's like ideally what I would like to do. So for summertime, we are going to try to continue and complete as many series as we can, specifically June, because May, let me tell you, I was so productive in May. I did the 7 books in 7 days challenge, which of course got 7 books off my TBR just right there. And then I also read The Will of the Many, and I'm currently reading The Strength of the Few, which both of those were also on my physical TBR. So we got a total of 9 books off of my physical TBR in May, and I really wanted to complete another series or two in May, but I didn't get around to it. So June, I'm like, dang, it's already June, but still, like, we're just gonna continue on. It's like, for some reason, I get like this really overwhelming feeling of like, oh my God, I still haven't finished these series. But it's like nobody's standing here with a gun to my head, like telling me, like, you have to finish these series right now. It's just like a feeling that I have for myself. And I'm like, oh my God, you haven't finished those series yet. What is wrong with you? But it's okay. They're always going to be there. Everything is fine. It's not the end of the world, but regardless, June, I even if I do pick like 6 prompts that are not continuing all of the series that I'm in the middle of, I still am going to prioritize it throughout the month because it's a necessity right now. So, you can't really see all of my shelves, of course, because I'm just sitting on the floor, but we do have quite a few books. I think I counted the other day and I have like almost 30 books on my TBR, which doesn't even make sense because when I look at my shelves, I'm like, I've read most of these books. And also, I just got so many off of my TBR. So I'm like, I don't understand. And I don't even have, like, I only have 2 bookshelves. It's not like I have, like, a ton of, anyways, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm going to start screen recording so that way we can see what the wheel chooses for us. And we are going to start spinning. Let's do our first spin and see what we get. I'm so excited. I haven't done a TBR video since January, I think. So, oh, is the first one going to be free pick? Okay, see? Exactly. Exactly. I call that manifestation. So, let's see. The one that makes the most sense that's on my physical TBR is the Jasad Crown because that one is just a duology. So, it would just complete the duology. However, I did start listening to the audio for that. So, I technically don't need to put that on my TBR because I know I'm going to finish listening to it anyway. So the only other option, because let me just explain something really quick. There are so many books that I am in the middle of that I don't own the sequel to because that's the problem. That's the problem right there is I will read the first book and then never go and buy the second one. Because in my head, when I buy the first one, I'm like, oh, whenever I finish this, it'll be like a little treat to go and buy the second one. It'll be like a fun thing to like go and buy the second one. And then I never do. And every time I'm at the bookstore, I'm like, oh, but I want to get these books instead. And it's, wouldn't you know it, the first book in other series. So then I get myself in the situation I'm in now. So I don't own a lot of the sequels. The only one that I own is the Jasad Crown. And then actually the one that would make the most sense is the Ballad of Fallen Dragons because that just came out like 2 days ago and I didn't go and buy it. I didn't even go to Barnes. Also, Score by Kennedy Ryan. Oh my God. Should I do Score? No, because I know that that's not a series that I'm like, I need to force myself to finish. I know what we're gonna do. I'm just procrastinating it. Can you tell? Oh, I don't know why I'm like feeling this way about it. I love how floppy these books are. I loved the first trilogy of the Red Rising series, genuinely. I thought it was so good. The ending of Iron Gold, I think about it like once a week. You know the ending of Sinners? You know the ending of Sinners when they show Sammy and he's really old and he's like, I wake up once a week, paralyzed. That's me. I literally wake up and I'm like, oh my god, the ending of Golden Sun. That shit rocked me. That was insane. And then Morningstar also just kind of like broke my heart. So I think we're just gonna do it. We're gonna send it because I the reason I've held off on the second arc of the Red Rising series is because I know a major spoiler and it kind of just like upset me. Not upset me in the way that it happened. Like I like when heartbreaking things happen in books. But it just upset me the fact that it got spoiled for me and I didn't get to like experience the heartbreak from reading it, you know? Like fuck. So, where did the sticker come from? Anyways, I'm gonna put that over there. We're just gonna go ahead and do Iron Gold. I'm actually really excited about this now. Now that I have this in my hand, I'm like, oh, I want to start it right now. There's something wrong with me, I think. There's something actually wrong with me. But yes, this is the first book in the second arc. So like the second series in the Red Rising world, and this is 10 years after the events that happened in the first series. So I'm really excited about this. This is going to be the first book on our June TBR. How exciting! Second pick. I didn't mention, but I think I'm gonna do like around 6. So that way I still have some wiggle room to complete other series. Like I still need to finish The Strength of the Few. I still need to finish Jasad Crown. So I want to leave some wiggle room on there to read some other books as well. Let's do our second pick. Let's see what it chooses. Free pick? Okay, perfect. This is amazing. Let's see. Okay, so for the free pick, this is the one that I'm like, okay, I should do. Okay, score. I'm just going to stop saying it now, but score, I know I'm going to read that book one way or another. I don't know if I'm going to go and buy it. I don't know if I'm going to read it on Kindle or what, but I don't really need to put that one on the TBR because I know for a fact we will be getting to that one. Let's see what we have on here that would be good for a free pick because there are a few books that I really have been wanting to get to. So like for example, The Poet Empress by Shen. Oh, I want to read that so bad. The Hollow is one that has also really been kind of calling to me because the second book comes out in, is it June? I want to say June. So that one would be a really good one for a free pick. All of these down here, pretty much all of these down here are the first book in a series. So I've been kind of waiting and holding off on those. My instinct is to choose Above by Brea because I really, really, really want to get to this. But I have a few other prompts on the wheel that I could choose for this instead. Actually, yeah. I think that's what we're gonna do. the, the funny part about these videos is this is all like just free will. Like nobody's making me do this. Nobody asked me to do this. Nobody cares if I do this. But it's like, why is there so much pressure now that the wheel spun? And I'm like, okay, now what do I choose? Anyway, for a free pick, we are going to choose Above by Brea. I have been so excited to get to this book. And while this is the first book in a series, it's very low pressure because the second one isn't even out yet. I think it comes out in June. So, oh my god, that's literally this coming month. Wait, then that works out perfect. Okay, so we can read this and then when the second one comes out, I can just go ahead and continue the series so that way it's not like an added series on my list that I need to finish. But this is a fantasy romance. It is set in an academy setting and we're following our main character, and in this world, I'm pretty sure they have their magic is derived from the stars, from what I understand, and her family, none of her family has access to the magic that she does, and she's like desperately trying to keep them alive, but since they don't have the magic that she does, they are not able to stay alive from what I understand. Like I read the first few chapters of this but it was like right before I went to sleep one night and I was so tired that I kind of was like not understanding it fully. But from what I understand, she enters this academy to try and help her family. And also, this cover is just absolutely gorgeous. I follow Brea on Threads, and she is fucking hilarious. I just love her so much. So I'm really, really excited to get to this one. And I'm actually really happy that this is going on the TBR because I've been really, really looking forward to getting to this book. Oh, what a good pile. Not me getting giddy over books that I chose and I bought and I literally put on my own TBR. Let's do prompt number 3. Classic book. And I actually put this on here for a specific reason in case it got chosen. So let me grab the book that I specifically put this on here for. I got this from Half Price Books a few months ago. As you can tell by the sticker on the front, it was only $3. This is Sense and Sensibility by Jane Austen. I have never read a Jane Austen book, but I watched Chris and Matt's Patreon, or not even just their Patreon, but their podcast. And this was one of Maddie's favorite books by Jane Austen, or I think her favorite book by Jane Austen and one of her favorite classics. And then last year they read it for the book club. Kristen absolutely loved it as well, and she chose it as her favorite book of 2025 with Sense and Sensibility. So I just thought that was really amazing. And I know it has to do with siblings, maybe? Romantic walks through lush Devonshire and genteel dinner parties at a stately manor draw two pretty sisters into the schemes of manipulation and landed gentry determined to marry wisely and well. That was a handful of words. Neither Sense nor Sensibility can guarantee happiness for either. As romantic Mary Ann falls prey to a dangerous rascal and reasonable Eleanor loses her heart to a gentleman already engaged. Eleanor. Wonderfully entertaining, yet subtle and probing in its characterization, Sense and Sensibility richly displays the supreme artistry of a great English novel. I actually was wanting to get to this in May, but the month just got away from me, girl. Like, so much happened in May, but I'm really excited about this. Okay, let's do number 4 and see what we get. Oh, I actually wanted as an adaptation. I don't know why. Prettiest cover. Okay. I think I already know what is going to get picked for this, but let me just show you. I do have a few on my TBR that are just absolutely gorgeous. You guys, artists are so talented, and I think that's why like book lovers go feral over special editions, is because it's like, something about the art on a book will do it for me every single time. Like Masters of Death, the art that's on the inside of that book. Okay, anyways, let me grab the few that I'm already thinking of. First of all, let me just show you this one to get it out of the way because I know I'm not going to pick it, but it is my favorite cover that I own, and it is The Grace of Kings by Ken Liu. This isn't like the normal cover. This is like a special like UK cover, but I found the first and second one at Half Price Books like this, and I just couldn't resist. I knew I wanted to read it, and then when I saw these covers at Half Price, I almost screamed because I didn't even know that these were a thing. But oh my god, just let it focus. Oh my god, take it in. Don't look at my nails because they're ugly, but oh, she is divine, and I cannot wait to get to the series. This is the reason why I'm like desperately trying to finish a bunch of the series that I'm currently in the middle of, because I just want to get to this so bad. So yeah, The Grace of Kings, my favorite cover, but we are not going to choose this one. The other two that I have is, of course, Graceless Heart by Isabel Ibanez. This cover is just everything. And I do think this would be a really good spring fantasy book. And then my other option is bringing it up again, but The Poet Empress by Shen. This cover, I could stare at it all day. I really could. Every time I get this out, I just look at it for a good second because the edges are the like orange gold gilded, and then the inside, like the actual, oh my god, and the art on the inside. So this is the actual hardcover, which is just so pretty. It says a poem of love, a spell to kill. And then there's also art on the inside as well, which is so pretty. Oh my god, I'm gonna break it. I think it's safe to say we're gonna go with the Poet Empress. One, because this is a standalone. Two, I have really been wanting to get to this because a lot of people have been talking about this recently. I love high fantasy. Everyone says that it's a lot more darker and grim than they expected it to be. And something about that just really intrigues me. Like, I am ready to get my heart broken or feel a bunch of tragedy over a book, you know? I think we're gonna go with the Poet Empress for the prettiest cover. Let's do our 5th book. Okay. Intimidated by. This is a fun one. I do have a few options for this. Okay, so the first option that I have is Tress of the Emerald Sea by Brandon Sanderson. This is a standalone in his entire like Cosmere universe. A lot of people recommend, if you are going to read Brandon Sanderson, to start with Mistborn, which I would if I wasn't trying to not start series. But a lot of people say that this is also a good start to his work and his writing. And I have heard good things about this, and that it's just a good place to start with his work. So this is definitely an option to choose. I am definitely intimidated just because something about Brandon Sanderson is so intimidating to me. I think it's just there are so many books in his world that it's like once you start it, it's kind of like, okay, then you're just always going to have this overwhelming feeling of like, I should probably like continue on with that and read that because there are so many more. Another option that I have is Lilith's Brood by Octavia Butler. This, for one, this is really long. I'm pretty sure this is actually technically like 3 different parts all in one book. But this, I got this at Half Price Books and I read the back of it and I was just so intrigued by the premise of it. Lilith Iapo is in the Andes, mourning the death of her family when war destroys Earth. Centuries later, she is resurrected by miraculously powerful, unearthly beings, the Oankali. Driven by an irresistible need to heal others, the Oankali are rescuing our dying planet by merging genetically with mankind. But Lilith and all humanity must now share the world with uncanny, unimaginable alien creatures, their own children. This is their story. So it just sounds different. I guess you could say like very odd, very interesting. I don't know. I'm just so intrigued by this book, but I don't think I'm in the right mood for this book, to be honest. Like, I feel like this is more of a like fall, wintry type of book where you're just like in like the dark, rainy, cold days, and then you read something really like odd and creepy and interesting like this. Like, I feel like this is giving more fall winter vibes. And then the last option that I have for Intimidated by is Outlander. And yes, this is the first book in a series. However, I don't know. I didn't have an excuse, to be honest. The reason that this feels so intimidating is there are like 10 books, I think, in this series. But I feel like this is a good example of just like go ahead and start it because there are so many that it's kind of like you might as well just go ahead and get it started, which I guess one could argue the same for Brandon Sanderson's universe. But this is, of course, like a sci-fi romance because she travels back in time. And I'm really intrigued by this. I feel like the mood that I'm in, I'm definitely leaning the most towards this one. I feel like this is like perfect for spring because it's giving like Scotland love story. Oh, yeah, let's do this one. This will be pick number 5 for the TBR. Pick number 6. Let's see what the last one is that we get. Most recent edition. Well, I kind of already did that because I put above, which was the most recent book that I bought. Yeah, let's just respin because I don't really have a good pick for that, to be honest. So let's do another one. Again, already chose Above and Outlander. Do I have any other? I have Never by Jessa Hastings, but I'm not oh. Wait. I do have options. I do have options for this. Oh, wait. So I think these are my two options that I have left for one more title, and that is Hollow by the Twisted Sisters. I am very intrigued by this, and the second one technically isn't out yet. I think it comes out in June, so again, kind of same with Above. I could just like start them and finish them as they come out. And then I also have Air by Saba Tahir, which is another duology. This is in the same world as An Ember in the Ashes, but it's technically the start of a new series or a new duology, and the second one comes out in August. So I feel like I still have a little bit of time to read this before the second one. I'm pretty sure it's called Empire comes out. And I think this is the better option because, again, the second one comes out in June and I can just continue it if I want to. The way I've heard people describe this is like Pokemon Go in a magical forest. And I'm like, hey, that sounds like so much fun. And it also kind of gives like spring vibes for some reason to me. I think this will be our pick number 6 and I'm really excited about it. Woo, I'm so excited to read this actually. Wait, this is such a good list. I'm obsessed. Okay, so up on top we have Sense and Sensibility for a classic, of course. We have Hollow for a one-word title, Outlander for a book that I am intimidated by, The Poet Empress for prettiest cover, Above for my free pick, and then Iron Gold for continuous series. Wow. I feel like I just talked for ever. But thank you so much for watching. If you would like to see any reading vlogs for these, definitely let me know. I would love to make some and post them. And yeah, I will see you in my next one. Love you. Bye.